Hey, so what in the world is going on? I'm going to say this. Happy Friday. I'm Lisa Ely. Man, it is HBCU Friday. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's historically black colleges, universities. I'm a graduate of Central State University. There's my shirt. Um, and I typically almost always wear an HBCU shirt on Fridays. And so I'm looking for like more gear. So if you know somebody that does that, drop me a note, all that good stuff. Hey, 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 it's March already. Can you believe it? Like yesterday, I'm in a special program which I'll talk about and want to unpack for you. And we were all kind of like rushing out. Just it was a long day, a great day, but a long, long, fully packed day of learning, sharing, growing as small businesses, medium-sized businesses. And I was reminded that it's March Madness. Like this is March Madness. And then I even saw a TikTok about basketball. And what was really interesting is that these are current, well, I'm going to say not current, former NBA basketball stars, maybe mid-tier stars, right? And they were saying that they could not name not one top male NBA player, college player right now, but they could name a bunch of females. And so, with this being Women's History Month, also March Madness, right? And it's March Madness for women in college basketball as well. Stay tuned for like what that is, right? Like literally stay tuned for what that is. Because at the end of the day, um, sports is sports, basketball is basketball. And if you make a amazing shot, and women's sports is really, really on the rise. But I'm going to be here just for a few minutes with you today. And I got some other stuff too, right? I've been up to a whole lot of things. And so the other time I went live, someone asked me about my lipstick. Now, I don't normally talk about nails and lipstick and stuff. Like I'm a girl, not a girly girl or girly girl woman per se, but I'm learning that there are certain things that can really uplevel you. And so this is Rich Auntie. And so I am somebody's rich auntie, and maybe you are too. And I'm loving it. So, what do you think? You have to like drop a note in the chat for me and tell me what you think about it. But let's get back to why we're really, really, really here, right? Like, we're really, really here today because we're here to talk about our March training series. And so, I made some notes. And for those of you who don't know, I got a real special thing for you. But I'm doing this because my book finally, finally, like literally, it is officially dropping at the end of this month. But I've got something real, real special, and you got to stay until the end to see it. But you're going to want to stay because I've got 5 strategies that are going to help you unlock your growth. And at least one of them you can implement this weekend and start seeing changes before the end of the month. That's facts, right? No fluff here. And so today, this entire month, we're doing 4-part series. And in fact, one of the things that I love doing is I love teaching, right? So I literally got an award from one of my clients, a certificate of appreciation, right? Um, as well. And we'll talk about that as well because of the number of classes, the number of hours that I've taught. I even taught at the prestigious Foreign Service Institute. And so what I said to myself is, Lisa, before we end this first quarter, this first business quarter, of 2024, you got to teach more about what you know. And this book, Profit Amplified, is where we're going to be going. I'm going to be talking about this because I want to get this in your hands, but more so than that, I want to get the knowledge that I created to make this book and that I have learned over 30 years to be able to create this amazing work, Profit Amplified, HR strategies every entrepreneur and business owner must master. And the subtitle, Unlock the Profit Potential of Your Team, to move from ordinary to extraordinary. And I will tell you, I don't want you to miss out. I did something that I've never done before. I hired someone to help me do a press release. So I did several press releases actually about this as well. And you will see me on some outlets, podcasts, radio. We're even working on something for me to be in front of the television camera, right? To talk about Profit Amplify and teams. And now is the time really to take advantage of all of this. And we'll be talking about other ways and a special way that you can get your hand on this information, some of this information today, right? Today, because that's how important it is for me to get it in your hands. But let's go in a little bit about the strategies. So today, it's really competitive out here. And what I'm finding is that 1 out of 3 candidates, this is what the Harvard Business Review is telling us. 1 out of 3 candidates that you may reach out to, no matter if you're a small business, mid-sized business, or even larger organization, 1 out of 3 candidates is ghosting. That means you might set up an interview. You might have them come in. You might even send them a ticket to fly in, and they actually ghost you. And in some cases, you've gone through background checks and checkings and assessments, and maybe you've had a great number of people on your team to interview them, 4, 5, 6 people. And you extend an offer and all of this work. This is your ideal like dream candidate. We like to call it Purple Squirrel here at Purple Squirrel Groups HR for Profit Practice. And they ghost you. They send the offer, maybe they ask you some questions, and then next thing you know, you don't hear from them. And so we want to talk about that as well. We also want to give you some insights to cutting edge HR strategies that drive profit. Like I said, these 5 strategies I'm going to share with you today are things, one of them, you will be able to implement right away in your business to make an impact starting next week and start seeing results. That's right, start seeing results even before the end of the month. And I'm also going to offer some practical tips to apply these strategies to your business model, whether you are brick and mortar, in person, if you are hybrid and virtual, or if you, just operate really just only virtually. So only virtually, hybrid. Maybe you're service-based. Maybe you're a consultant. Maybe you're in fintech or finance. Maybe you are a small business that serves other small businesses. Maybe you're IT. Maybe you're a government contractor. These are some of the things that this could work for you. But one of the things I'm learning is my particular background. I've always managed HR. I've always managed finance. I've always managed IT. And I have some specialized experience working inside of the federal government over the last 5 years, doing some special work with them as my client. Because, of course, we're here in the DMV. And so that work, and now that it's recognized, and I've gotten to teach at the prestigious Foreign Service Institute, that I want to share that with you and how, how that can all happen and work. And so, as always, I'm always trying to figure out like little things so I'm still a little bit new to broadcasting live on YouTube. Now I'm live on YouTube, but I know some of you might have had the link and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. And so the next time we do this session, which our next session will be on Monday at 6 p.m., we're trying it at different times to see what works. And so whether you're watching this live or on replay, this is what I want you to know. I want you to drop a note on who you are, where you're listening into from, if it was live or replay. And also, I want to know what your business is, because again, we want to be in a position where we can help you. And so drop a note so I can see that you are out there watching us right now, whether you're watching us inside of our Facebook group, you're watching us on LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIn. Or you're watching us right now on YouTube as well. And so we're delighted from that standpoint. And so to talk a little bit about what we're going to touch on today, because it's really critically important that I share with you a little bit about these 5 things, right? And the whole reason why I'm doing Profit Amplified as a theme for the month of March is because, again, we're dropping our book this month. But if you stay to the end or near the end, I'm going to drop a link or you can ask for the link so that you can get some of this information in your hands. I mean, like immediately today. That's just how good it is and valuable. So let's talk a little bit about the first strategy. So I just want to welcome you to Profit Amplified 5 Strategies to Unlock Your Growth. And I'm Lisa Ely, and I am the CEO and founder of Purple Squirrel Group, our HR for Profit practice. And some people often say, well, how did you come up with Purple Squirrel Group? One, I love purple. You can see like the chair behind me is purple. I almost didn't wear my HBCU shirt today, but I said, no, I'm going to wear the shirt because it is HBCU Friday, but you will oftentimes see me in a lot of purple. But Purple Squirrel is literally this. And yesterday I got to share a cultural icon with the group, which I will share more at another time, that I am participating in to learn more about managing, growing the business. And that was a squirrel. And so in particular, a purple squirrel, and you can look this up, is it's a mystical metaphor animal, because purple squirrels don't exist. But I want to tell you this, what a purple squirrel is, it is the ideal candidate, ideal employee. It's like that person that joined you from the beginning of your organization and they've already ascended to a director role, and they're so key and critical to your business that you could, but you wouldn't want to move on without them. And so that's what a purple squirrel is. They're that candidate that literally checks all the boxes and then some boxes that you didn't know. It kind of goes like, we've all got iPhones, right? Not all of us. I'm sorry if you don't have one. But for those of you who do have iPhones, it's like when the first iPhone came out, right? When the first iPhone came out, we didn't know we wanted that stuff. We didn't know we wanted cameras in our hand and all that stuff. But now that we have it, we want it. And so that's the same thing with the purple squirrel as a candidate, right? As an employee, as a contractor, as an associate in your business, is that they have characteristics and skills, knowledge, and abilities that you didn't even know you needed, right? But once you saw it, you were like, wow, that's what that I was missing. So that's what we do here at Purple Squirrel Group's HR for Profit business. And so we help you to identify brown squirrels and develop them into purple squirrels, because we know that purple squirrels don't exist, right? And so I've got a client that I worked with last year, and this is almost unheard of. He still has a project coordinator who is working virtually, that is still with him over a year later. And when I met her, based on what I knew about what he needed for his business, I knew without a reasonable doubt that she was the right one. And that's the kind of person that you want to help you to amplify your profits in your business. And so let's get down to business, right? So today's competitive market is crucial to leverage every asset, especially your team. And if you're not already leveraging your team, then you are leaving money on the table. That's right. You are leaving money on the table. And that stops here and now, right? It's March Madness. It is the last month in the first quarter of 2024. And so we want to focus today on some practical ways, some actionable strategies for your business as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, because you need to claim the throne as a CEO. And the first strategy, if you're taking notes, now's a good time to start taking notes, is to maximize your employee engagement. That's right. And so what does that really mean? It's about culture. And so how should people feel that work on your team, whether they are contractors, part-time, full-time, maybe they're brand ambassadors, and maybe they are sitting on your bench as needed when you have work for them, right? They still need to understand the culture. And so the feedback loop is simply this: you need to make sure you have a clarified mission, vision, and values for your organization. Use it in ways that help engage. It shouldn't just be something that sits on your website, it must be something that you live by day to day. It should be something that helps you as a business owner, as a CEO, to determine who is a right fit for your organization. It should literally guide how you deliver your work to your clients, the services, the products, whatever it is that you're providing, right? And so as a result of that, your vision, mission, and values should also reflect the type of environment you're creating, not just for the clients that you serve, but also for the team members that are part of you, part of your organization, helping you to serve and do the great and amazing work, provide the products and services that you do to others. And in order to do that, you've got to know your people. That's right. When is their anniversary? If they're married, when is their birthday? When are certain activities coming up? Do they have someone in their family graduating from college this year, or high school, or middle school, or maybe even preschool? Do they have pets? Um, did their pet have puppies? Did something happen to their pet where they had surgery? Or maybe if you're like me, we had a family pet whose name is Onyx. He was a black Cocker Spaniel. And he died probably about 7 or 8 years ago. It was devastating for that to happen. And especially since it happened around the same time of my grandmother's passing. And so, yes, we have a new dog now. In fact, he's sitting underneath my desk right now. And I will tell you this, he's an extended family member, right? He's an extended family member. And so think about all of those things. And again, I received that award, which I'll talk about at another time. It was a wonderful example of being thanked for the work that I do. So you can even thank your contractors and suppliers. You can thank your part-time, your volunteer staff, your brand ambassadors, and for sure your full-time staff and those ride or dies that have been with you since the very beginning. So that's the number one thing, is you want to maximize your employee engagement. And that sometimes starts by just recognizing them, saying thank you, and giving the acknowledgement. Number two, you want to have a strategic hiring and onboarding plan. So yesterday in my training class, we talked about where do you start when you hire? And I'm going to tell you, you don't start with a job description and posting it. You need to start with what do you need to take your business to the next level. That might look like something different. And sometimes we take our clients through an assessment of how have you made and lost money historically. We also want to understand what are the pieces or parts in your business, your service business, your consulting business, your product-based business, where you have gained the most traction and earned the most money, because that's where you need to pour more gas on. That's where you need to put your resources so that you can build upon what already works. In fact, it's something Richard Boyatz is a professor at a university in my hometown. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. Case Western Reserve University is literally down the hill from where I used to live and also where I grew up. And Richard Boyatz is the founder of a theory called appreciative inquiry. That's right, appreciative inquiry. And in that, it talks about how you can apply something that you've done well to something else. And so we don't start with an idea of what we want to do because ideas aren't opportunities. And that's what I'm learning in this class, right? And so we want to make sure that in 2023, in the last quarter of 2023, in the beginning of the quarter, or for 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, we've consistently grown this product or service, right? And it's been a great portion of our earnings. Now, that doesn't mean we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. No, but we don't willy-nilly recommend that our clients begin new lines of business without truly understanding that it's more than an idea, that it's a true opportunity where they can earn money. So, strategic hiring is where you focus first on how you can make money, right, in the business, and you're avoiding the pitfalls where you've lost money. You want to focus on what is the cultural fit that works. And so I'm going to use a name of someone that used to work in my business, and I call it the Simone effect. The Simone effect is literally this: it is the person that has worked in your business, that has come on board, that has gotten the culture, that has made a huge impact, that has impacted in a positive way your business and your ability to grow and scale. Again, I call it the Simone effect because that's the kind of person you want to duplicate in your business. So I know I see some people out there that have joined us. If this is hitting you anywhere, any of this stuff, like you've been waiting for someone to break down how you amplify profits in your business, because I want to get a piece of this in your hands today, right? And if you know you want a piece of that in your hands today, just drop a note for me down in the chat so that I know that you're here. So it also is making sure that when you're doing strategic hiring and onboarding, that you develop an onboarding process that's going to allow the person to be successful, right? And so I hear this from, actually, I heard this from a business partner I'm doing a joint venture with the other day, is the wear and tear on them of consistently hiring and consistently onboarding talent. So that's one of the things that you can offload onto our organization, HR for Profit. That's right. You can offload the hiring, the screening, the whole entire process, right? And end up with one or two at the most candidates that are your ideal candidate. And we will keep any other worthy candidates warm along the way. And so what we want to make sure is that you already have prepared and saved room and space for this new hire that's part of the Simone effect. That's your purple squirrel, so that they can begin to add value to your business and amplify your profits right away. So, two things we've already covered. One is maximizing employee engagement, and two is strategic hiring and onboarding. Number three, that's right, we're already at number three. Number three is this: leveraging diversity and inclusion. And so diversity and inclusion is different than it used to be. It's about leadership, balance, and inclusion. It's about making sure that there are other views in the room that are differing than yours so that you can make sure all your bases are covered. And what I learned, one of the things I did was I went and got a credential in diversity, equity, inclusion, because here I am sitting thinking, I know everything about diversity, equity, inclusion, and that is not true. And I had my own biases that I had to unpack as well. And so, what diversity does, it's not just black and white. We're talking about different ages. We're talking about differing cultural backgrounds and perspectives and experience and life work. You see, diversity like this, it fuels innovation because it gets you to look at things differently and apply things differently and even attract new avenues into your business. You know, a coach of mine said this is that we don't change our talk, we change our audience, right? So you want to seek out diverse candidates and foster an environment where different perspectives are valued because you need to tap into those to increase your profits. Number four, can you believe it? We're already deep into this. Number four is investing in employee development. That's right. And so investing in employee development doesn't mean a lot of dollars. If I could tell you, right? Can I be realistic with you for a minute? And so, depending on who's on your staff, sometimes it's availing the time. Sometimes it's also just encouraging and following up and asking, right? As well. One of the things I always want to understand is how a person that is on my team or potentially I'm considering for the team in whatever role, how do they stay up to date on the current things that are happening in their field? Because we know that now, like never before, is that the pace of change is so quick, right? So literally new things are coming out on a regular basis. And so the one thing, of course, we hear so much about, and that is AI. And so even with AI, I will tell you this, if a person isn't actively using AI in their life every single day, then they're going to get behind. And so if, you're considering hiring someone and they cannot figure out, don't know, and are afraid to use AI, I'm going to tell you it's a pass. It's a hard no right now. So you need to make sure that as you're building your team and you're developing your team, that those individuals are lifelong learners because supporting your team's growth to fuel your business's success, you can offer training and mentoring and development, cross training as well, which also not only just benefits the employee, but it benefits you because when someone's out or on vacation or other things, there's someone else that knows what to do. And then before we get to the fifth and final thing, I want to drop this link for you right now. And I also want to make sure that you take the time to ask me any questions that you might have or be considering. But what I want to drop for you is literally, I want to drop for you a free chapter. That's right. I'm going to give you right now, today, in your hands, in the next few minutes, a free chapter, chapter one, and the introduction to my new anticipated book, Profit Amplified HR Strategies Every Entrepreneur Business Owner Must Master. In fact, I have 200 of these ready to go, and about 55 of them are already sold, which I'm so excited about. But to make sure you get your hands on one of those first autographed copies and the bundle that goes with it, I want you to start by getting the first chapter. And then by joining us for this series this month. That's right, the series this month. So we're continuing the series beyond today. So let me make sure I'm looking at my list. So on Monday at 6 p.m., it will be Profit Amplified, your blueprint to profit. I'm literally going to give you a step by step on how to profit in your business. And so, if you're thinking about any of these, in fact, I'll tell you the last and final item is this. The last and final item is this, and it is streamline the process and utilize technology to enhance productivity. And I alluded to what that is before. That is a little bit more about delving into AI. And so, yes, there's a free tool. At least use the free tool. At least encourage your team to use the free tool. And also incentivize ways for people to use the tool to solve real problems. So, this is a tip I want you to take and use right now. Use this weekend as a test. What's a big issue that you're having right now in your business that you need solved? Maybe you've been trying to roll something out. Maybe you need to follow up. Maybe you need to finally press send on something, but you've been hesitant to do it. Use someone on your team, give them an activity to utilize AI to solve a real time problem in your business and evaluate those solutions. Pick the best one or two and implement them next week. That's right. This must be something that will ring the cash register in your business, right? It could be March Madness focused. It could be something that has sold. And I don't think you ever lower your prices. I think you bundle it with something else that works and that you leverage your time to do it. But you got to make sure that you implement something this weekend that will ultimately optimize operational efficiency. And that's something that AI can do. So you can connect AI to whatever application through Zapier and other things. And if you need an idea, drop a note to me in the chat. I will record this literally today, tomorrow, and Sunday. I will record you a Loom video to give you some ideas and thoughts on how you can use AI to do this, to solve that problem and start ringing the cash register this month. In fact, I'm going to do it even for myself and share those results in Monday's class. So, again, this is what I want you to know. Today, the 5 things that you can do right away in Profit Amplify, our March training, 5 strategies to unlock growth is first, maximize employee engagement. 2, implement strategic hiring and onboarding that is aligned with your mission, vision, and values of your organization. Number 3, leverage diversity and inclusion. That's right. It's not just black and white. It is literally also about culture. It's about experience. It's about knowledge. It's about having someone opposite or different than you. Number 4, investing in employee development. Investing in it also means talking about it, encouraging others to do it. It means even cross training. And then 5, you want to optimize operational efficiencies. And I am giving you a test this weekend to utilize AI to do it. If you drop me a note, not only will I review it, send you a note, but I will also record a Loom video. But this is what I want you to know. We've got another amazing class set up for Monday, March 11th. And I'm looking at my notes, and it's a blueprint to profit. Like literally, if you want to impact, make a change in your profitability, in your organization, your business, your small business this month, you better make your way to all of these Profit Amplify March sessions because we are on fire here at Purple Squirrel Group's HR for Profit. I can't wait to see you on Monday to help you unlock the secret to skyrocketing profits, to get your profits amplified in this first quarter in March and get your blueprint of profit. Remember, don't forget to download this free chapter in the book that we are sending out beginning March 31st and get your autographed copy from me, you can get the first chapter free today on me. I'll see you next week. Have an amazing, not weekend, but strong end. And I'll see you Monday at 6 p.m. in a place just like this. Take care. Bye for now.